Hey, wild child. Come finish your breakfast. You need to finish your breakfast. Like having a little kid. I'm having pan problems. I've destroyed my eggs. Okay, breakfast before we head out the door. We got bacon and 2 eggs. There is a little bugger back here that keeps eating things like cords, computers. Don't try and play cute. Pill. Alright, real quick, I've got to go out the door. We have some gizzards, hearts, and livers for the cats. Some pork for the cats. Some wings for us. Some chicken for the cats. We have... Since I'll talk about it later, but I'm not going to be eating any more honey or anything like that, so I got regular old cane sugar, some zucchini. Not that I use this very often, but sweetening some mild things now and again, like dressing or whatever. I have some potatoes, a lemon, some facial SPF, some ginger, a red pepper. And I'm going to put this in the freezer for emergencies, but this is some gluten-free white bread. And that's it. And a hungry cat. So let me feed her. I gotta be off. So a few minutes ago when I was unpacking groceries, I mentioned something about fructose and honey. Something like that. So I've started to suspect that I have a fructose malabsorption issue, I guess you could say. I don't feel like it's a genetic or a big thing. I just think that due to my long history of digestive problems, I've now sort of developed a fructose malabsorption. Apparently, you only, it's not an enzymatic thing, like fructose doesn't go through the small intestine correctly and is not absorbed in the small intestine, so it passes on into the large intestine, which then just feeds bacteria and the wrong bacterias and causes problems. I have found that when I eat certain fruits especially, my stomach gets upset. I've found honey to be sort of not a great thing. And there's a few other things. And what I found out was there was actually a bunch of vegetables, and that inulin, the fiber they use in a lot of stuff, like yogurts and in the powdered stevia, is actually another one. Wheat, I think, has fructans, if I'm using that word right. And a lot of people who are wheat intolerant, which I am, are not necessarily gluten intolerant to a degree. They're intolerant to the fructan that's in the wheat, which kind of makes sense to me. Things like artichokes, certain amount of peppers, too many tomatoes. Those are all things that actually do trigger me to have some upset stomach problems. So this is kind of an interesting twist. Do I think it's the primary cause of my problems? No, I just think it's secondary, where my digestive tract still isn't quite up to speed, so I need to be careful on my fructose consumption. Here's the big kicker for me: onions and garlic, especially onions. I've learned to cut back how many onions I use in my cooking, but they still kind of upset my stomach, and I could never figure out why. The inulin, the fiber in the onions, is what causes it when you have a fructose malabsorption. Go figure. Like the fructose to get across the small intestine needs dextrose or something like that, and if you actually eat more sucrose or dextrose with your fructose, you're more likely to digest more of the fructose. I don't feel like experimenting with that. That seems complicated and might cause me to eat more carbs than I actually want to for other reasons. So for now, I'm just going to avoid those type of things. But it's very interesting. If you have ever find yourself having problems with certain things like fruit or honey or onions, that's a big one. The onions were a big one for me. You might look into that. It's worth a try. I now have my groggy feline Cosmo, the 15-year-old cat, the gray one, if you've seen her in the videos, needed a dental really bad. She had a broken tooth on this side for a while now, but 4 teeth pulled, 4 teeth. She's gonna be hurting. We got pain meds for her, but right now she's on morphine. I don't think she knows what's up and what's down at the moment. I took a quick trip over to Costco. Most of the stuff I get there is not food related, but I do find a few things. So here's what I do get there. Our Costco carries Kerrygold butter. It's a really good price. Since the hubby eats a lot of like sandwiches or sandwich roll-ups, I usually get cheese and I can get some ham there. Blueberries, which I'll freeze a bunch of these. More butter. And they have wild-caught Alaskan salmon. Each of these cans runs about $1.78 when you price it out, which I think the cheapest I can get any wild-caught Alaskan salmon at my grocery stores is like $2.70. So $1.78, it's a good price. That's it. And then of course I always come home with a box for the cats. So I got a lettuce wrap from Jimmy John's, an Italian one, with tomato and ham and salami. Yum. Eating a little of the Equal Exchange chocolate. Made some more ginger mayo from the Everyday Paleo book. My mayo in the past I stressed about. Granted, this is probably not quite as thick, but I mean it's pretty good. Look, not moving. This is so easy. What was I doing before? So I got 2 venison grilled burgers with homemade mayo, guac, some cucumbers on the side. Looks good.